This photo caught my eye because it clearly depicts the sneaky ways that tobacco companies target youth with advertising that appeals to their interests. When looking at this item in a store, it isn't hard to see the resemblance between the actual product and a tobacco product that looks strikingly similar. The rolled up cinnamon sticks could easily pass for a blunt wrap, in which the fire in the background just seals the deal. A young kid who doesn't know much about tobacco products could be manipulated into purchasing a blunt wrap or cigar thinking that it would taste good like the candy that it was modeled to look like. It isn't fair for children to have to step inside a store and be bombarded by tons of colorful and bright tobacco products and advertisements that attract them the same way that their everyday sweets do. Both candy and tobacco are bad for you, yet they are obviously the most attractive products with the best displays in most neighborhood stores. And it's done for a reason because tobacco companies are very aware of whose attention they're catching. The irony behind this image is frightening. When thinking of actual cigarettes and people's attempt to quit, I think about how one must let go of the thought that the tobacco and the act of smoking, in general, is actually enjoyable. I initially thought the purpose of e cigarettes was to slowly but surely wing people off of the tobacco, but with this image, the message is quite the contrary. The big image of the mock cigarette, backed by the phrase enjoy, is very contradicting for me because although it's said to be a healthier alternative, it is still leaving the smoker with this false thought that smoking is enjoyable. And bottom line, there is nothing attractive or enjoyable about cancer and death. This photo made me feel like smokers will never acknowledge the benefits of cessation if they are manipulated into believing that this false alternative is any better. This picture is a clear depiction of how the idea of beauty and elegance is used to pursue women into picking up this nasty habit. Here is a photo that when not looking closely, you cannot tell that it isn't an actual ad. After examining the photo for a while and seeing it up close, I realized that the picture is really just a photo of a pretty woman, which was most likely a regular poster for a Bollywood music production or movie advertisement, but has now been turned into a tobacco ad by pasting a cigarette ad right at the bottom of the paper. The message I got from this image was the attempt to attack a different culture with these manipulating ads. Tobacco industries are known to target specific ethnic groups, but this culture is generally not included, especially not the women, due to certain cultural values. So I think this was a merchant's personal attempt to try and attract the attention of younger generations who will see this beautiful woman and think that smoking the mentholated Marlboros being advertised will lead to a lifetime of being pretty and peaceful. This photo made me feel sad because we are already bombarded by similar posters and ads such as this daily, attempting to promote tobacco use for young women. But the fact is that this ad was manually put together saddens me because it shows that the owner is personally partaking in the tobacco industry's ill marketing strategies for the purpose of more profit.
This is press how stores advertise to everyone, especially youth in general. I took this photo because of the warning sign in front of all the bright colored blunt wraps. You can't help but notice the brand of the blunt wrap this particular store was selling. Even though the warning is in plain sight, you barely get carded. Many people disregard the warning and still buy kids tobacco. Makes you wonder why the warning is really there. Picture this. You decide to go to the store and buy a snack. You want some ice cream, but look up and notice a shiny wrapper that is cheaper than what you were going to buy. So eventually in time and social factors, you will go back to the store and purchase the shiny, cheap wrap. Many liquor stores count on people to go into the store who don't have the slightest idea of what item to purchase. Stores will promote this type of subliminal advertising. Tobacco companies are counting on you to be just another victim of point-of-sale advertising. Places like Claremont are so nice and pretty. Everyone is always so nice and friendly. You hardly see any blunt wraps or cigar or cigarette butts on the ground. A place like this only exists on television. Weed plus Swisher equals temporary escape. For many young people, weed is not as harmful as tobacco. A lot of youth think smoking weed is just as normal as drinking soda. Being young in today's world can be hard at times, so whenever there's a time to zone out and escape from life's worries. Now today, more than ever, tobacco companies are cashing in on young people's temporary escape. Tobacco companies know that many young people do not smoke cigarettes but smoke weed instead. A better way to profit from weed is by creating and promoting little cigars called cigarillos. Cigarillos are made with tobacco and many manufacturers will spray nicotine on the leaf. The leaf of cigarillo is commonly used with weed to roll blunts. Many people are not aware of the effects of smoking weed by using the blunt method will have on their body. They just tend to drift into their escape.